Today I just want to talk about some of the things the Department of Veterans Services does and is working on doing. We are collaborating with the Department of Mental Health in many ways in the program with Katrina. And I have nothing to do with any of these things. I'm the messenger today. So I can't claim that I have created any of these things, but I'm very happy to be here to share with you. So, and I'll share a little bit about the department and just a few other areas in which I think we might be able to touch the lives of the aging veteran community, veterans who are involved in the criminal justice system, as well as some of these other, interventions. So, Department of Veterans Services, state cabinet agency, it wasn't always. We became a cabinet agency in 2008. The current director is Director Deborah Ashenhurst. We ever have the opportunity. She's an amazing leader. And our vision is to be the trusted voice for veterans. And we do that by providing opportunities for veterans and communities through advocacy and collaboration. This is some of our team. We do a lot of things that aren't necessarily relevant for today's topic, but you'll see us out in the community. We're constantly trying to honor our veterans, provide outreach and education in the community. We have a veterans workforce initiative. We have a lot of different services that we can offer in other spaces. And I will briefly touch on two compensation funds that our office does actually oversee that may actually impact some of the individuals that we're talking about today. And we also, currently right now, we're working on the Ohio Veterans Hall of Fame, which we do annually to celebrate 20 veterans each year. So one of the things I first wanted to talk about, and I apologize, because you may know some of this stuff, or all of this stuff. So like I said, it was difficult trying to figure out my audience and what you may or may not know. But in trying to raise awareness about who we are, we think it's important to raise awareness of who in your community is probably best equipped to help with your veterans. So in Ohio, every single one of the 88 counties has what's called a County Veterans Service Office. And that is really your local boots on the ground group of people who can help link veterans to benefits, other community resources. Many of them provide local legal resources. We're talking about housing, we're talking about transportation. I'm sure the AAAs are working very closely with their county veteran service offices. So this is a resource that if you are not already linked to these CVSOs, they know their counties and communities better than anyone. And they are usually the first group that I recommend any veteran who is seeking information about available benefits or services, that they contact their local CVSO and screen to see what is available to them. These benefits were earned and deserved, and we will make sure that no veterans leave them on the table. So with respect to behavioral health, the program that I believe was piloted in 21, our office worked in collaboration with Katrina Mental Health, and we have developed, what was initially a pilot, and is now a fully funded program called the SOAR program, which I'll get into in a minute. But we are trying to play a significant role in reducing mental health issues with our veteran communities. We see a lot of PTSD. We see lots of issues, and we're trying to really get to them again at the local level through this program. We're part of the state's efforts to prevent suicide in the veteran communities, and we're also a veteran care program. But the SOAR program, or the State Opioid Response Program, is something that mental health has funded on behalf of our office. And we have developed and implemented a recovery support system for veterans that we're hoping to actually impact at the local level, as well as those that are residing in one of our facilities. So one of the things I really wanted to hit home today is that I think oftentimes the Department of Veteran Services and the Ohio Veterans Homes are perhaps not considered an option or a resource out there. But we actually own and operate the only state-funded nursing home in Ohio, and we have 2 of them. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. But when I hear things about housing, when I hear about other issues, I want you to know that we made the option that you could screen for these aging veterans, and actually you do not have to be aging to be in one of our care centers. So I want to put this information out there if it's useful. So with the SOAR program, it's really meant to build a community system of support. The pilot started so as I mentioned, we have 2 nursing homes in Ohio. We have one in the Sandusky area, and we have one down in Brown County, about 45 minutes outside of Cincinnati. At one time, the Sandusky home, I believe, was the 6th largest in the nation. It can hold about 430 individuals, and right now we are at about half capacity. But part of the population in our Sandusky home, and we offer a spectrum of care. So we have intermediate care, we have skilled care. What is unique about Sandusky, and on the topic of housing, is we also have what's called a domiciliary. And this is actually what the original Soldiers and Sailors home was intended to be. When our facility was built in 1888, this was a home that service members, servicemen, could come home to if they did not have family to come home to or spouses to come home to. And it was really run as more of a dorm or a domiciliary. And so it provided a roof above their head, food on their plate, and some minor medical care. It's now morphed into, we still provide domiciliary care, which in today's long-term care world is probably most akin to independent living. But it is on site, as well as we have our skilled nursing, and we also have what I'm going to call today dementia units that we operate at both of our homes as well. And we have similar homes in Sandusky, Ohio, Georgetown, much smaller. Rural community is also about half, it's probably about half census today due to ongoing staffing shortages, but they do offer intermediate skilled care as well as a dementia unit. So I put that out there because part of the SOAR program is being piloted in these facilities, and especially our domiciliary. The population of the domiciliary is largely younger individuals that obviously do not have a need for help with ADLs. So they are primarily independent and need some minor assistance in some areas. Many of them can still drive. They're still very independent, like I said, and come and go as they please. But this is also a community in our facility that probably struggles the most with addiction in needing that support. So we have on-site AA and the SOAR program now, and we have a program manager on site in the domiciliary who is there to work directly with veterans in peer support and peer recovery. Also, part of the, so here we go. One of the main goals, and something I'd also ask that you carry away, is access to wellness is in 68, or no, stepping up is in 68 counties, is that right? So the peer recovery support that we are doing through the SOAR program is now in 38 counties, and we are trying to get the word out. We've trained about 100 veterans throughout the state to be peer recovery supporters. Most, if not all, are veterans. I don't know that that is actually a requirement, but obviously the veteran experience is a very unique one. And so most of our peer supporters are. Our hope is to train and sign up every county in Ohio to participate in this as well, so that if you have veterans struggling in your community, this can also be a resource for those individuals. It also helps engage communities with our programs. And again, we're also trying to address some of the aging military issues. So as veterans age, they face a lot of the same issues as any other individual, but you see a lot of physical issues, social isolation, loss of purpose, mental health issues, you've got addiction issues, substance abuse, cognitive decline, access to health care, economic challenges. You know, these homes are essentially free. We are primarily paid through VA as well as Medicare. We do not accept Medicaid, so most of our funding is coming from the federal government. So we can offer these homes as a nearly free residence for these individuals. Like I said, housing and homelessness, and also just the stigma of aging in a community. So some of the things the SOAR program is looking at implementing, and this is even boots on the ground in our facilities, looking at meditation and mindfulness, our recreational therapy, which is provided, wellness and nutrition, spiritual practices. We do have a chapel in our state facility, I believe, in Georgetown. Social networking opportunities and peer support groups. So that's what is going on. I kind of led with a lot of information about the homes, but as I said, if you take nothing away, know that this is a resource to help some individuals. We have our Sandusky home, we have our Georgetown home. We are unique, and I know that I'm going to be touching base with Bonnie because as a state-run nursing home, we also have our own police department. And I also advise the police department. I can tell you that I frequently refer to them as the resident whisperers because as Bonnie was talking, these are individuals, yes, they're law enforcement, but it is a very tight-knit group of people. It's a very small police force. It's about 10 strong between the facilities. But these individuals have been trained and have lots of experience in talking to individuals in cognitive decline with dementia. They understand the military experience and what some of these individuals went to. And I think they're taking that to heart. This is not a police force that is looking to, harm or hurt. They're there to protect. And in many times, we utilize them as nothing more than resident whisper. So-and-so's kind of upset. They were talking about going out and buying a gun. This has happened. Can you have a lieutenant go down there and talk to them? Talk it out. It's an invaluable service, and I think we can train your clients to would be great for us. And I went over the different kinds of care, and I do apologize, it's memory care, but I'm going to be updating that. So we do offer a lot of different services in the homes. This goes into eligibility. It's all on our website. But we also tried to break down some barriers with respect to access to the courts. We do have individuals who require guardianships, and we've done a ton of outreach working with AMG Access to Justice and working with Brown County and Erie County up in Sandusky to facilitate relationships with court administrators in the event we do need court intervention on behalf of some of our residents. And so we've spent time building that relationship, and that's been invaluable, I think, in making sure our residents have the legal protections that they need. These are a couple of slides. I think these are some of the things that most of us are probably well aware of, and we're just also involved in partnering in these items. So the Veterans Justice Outreach Program through VA, we partner with them. We work with the VA medical hospitals in Ohio to raise awareness about this program. Also, obviously, the Supreme Court has their specialized dockets, and there's many veterans courts throughout Ohio. We try to maintain a list on our website of all of those that are active and pending, and try to provide this resource to our residents as well as the people as often as possible. This I wanted to mention because this may be something while not specific to behavioral health, but it could be of a benefit to individuals or clients that you come across, is we do operate what's called the MRF, or the Military Injury Relief Fund. This is a compensation fund. It is a one-time bonus payment for having served after October 7, 2001. And it is available to individuals who actually who received an injury during combat or were diagnosed with PTSD, which is why I highlight this. And so this is authorized by the legislature. This is not, there are no strings attached to this. You can go to our website, anyone, if you can serve yourself, if you have a family member, a son or daughter, or sister, brother, please spread the word. This is available, and it is not just those who are physically injured. It was, I think, a big consideration that we're also looking at diagnosis of PTSD. So that is something that's out there. And the last one I mentioned, because this is also a compensation fund, and it's going to be sunsetting within a year. But if you're talking to clients, if you are talking, and again, your family, your brother, your sister, we operate the Ohio Veterans Bonus Program, and this will sunset August 24th of next year, August 30th. Sorry. And this again is between $500 and $1,500. This is for anyone serving in the Afghanistan war between October 7th or 1 and when President Biden declared the war over on August 30th of 2021. So again, there's information on our website to apply, and depending on where you served, combat-wise, if you were actually in one of the active zones, you may be entitled up to $1,500, but you are also entitled if you serve anywhere in the world. So if you know someone who was serving in the U.S. during that campaign for that favor, they could be, they're entitled to a bonus of up to $500. So again, I say these things because they were earned by our veterans. I want to make sure that we're taking advantage of them. We're not leaving anything on the table. So these are just a couple of ways in which I think we intersect some of these areas, but I also am here because I've been trying to get the word out about veteran services and what we're doing and what we can offer to different communities. But I also want to hear from you. If anything today has jostled something or given you an idea, we really want to know how we can do better in the community. If it's, direct support, if it is outreach, education, please let me know because we want to do everything